In my last secrets video, I asked you guys to let me know what secrets of the bow you wanted to share, and that you did. Here are 5 more secrets of the bow, all of which were suggested by you. Together, we're a pretty smart bunch. So here it is, 5 more secrets of the bow that the experts don't want you to know about because they don't see any use for them in their speedruns, so they tell us that we must be idiots to use these things. Number 5, lunging attack. I played the bow over 1,000 times before I realized this was a thing. I mean, it's not easy to figure out on accident. You have to hit X after a Dodgebolt or charging sidestep. X also applies or removes arrow coating, so why would anyone think to hit X immediately after an evade? Now that I know this exists, I use it regularly, and I even created a melee bow build and playstyle that relies on it heavily. One great use of this attack is to chain into some melee combos in order to give your bow arm a break and regenerate your stamina. Or, cut a tail every now and then. It's also a very effective tool early in the game when your arrow shots still kinda suck. Number 4, you don't need Constitution and Stamina Surge. Speaking of stamina regeneration, the standard recommendation you'll hear for all bow users is to use Constitution 4 or 5 and Stamina Surge 3 armor skills. While this seems pretty great, there's only one scenario where you're going to need that much stamina management on your armor, and that scenario is speedrunning. So if you're collecting spirit birds and using a few of the many stamina buffs in the game, you can ditch these skills altogether and focus on developing a playstyle that suits your skill level and goals, and play around with some interesting builds in the process. If you're still not convinced that you don't need these armor skills, I just want to let you know that all of the gameplay footage in this video is done with 0 Constitution and 0 Stamina Surge. And if you're still not convinced, just let me know and I'll upload some full runs for you, the entire quest, so you can see that I have no problem at all managing my stamina with the bow, and I'm still dominating the monsters. Number 3, recovery arc shot. If your bow of choice has this feature, use it. Work it into your combos and keep spamming it. Yeah, we mere mortals get hit, sometimes a lot. Spoiler alert, speedrunners get hit too, but when they do, they don't take a potion. They abandon the quest altogether. So if your goal is to complete the quests, recovery arc shot is pretty effective. Imagine dodgebolting around, blasting the monster with your arrows, while shiny healing crystals rain down on you and your team. Pretty cool feature in my book. You can heal a lot of life this way, and it's a pretty quick recovery rate too. Number 2, instant dragon piercer after a dodgebolt. I have an entire video on this one, so if you haven't seen that yet, here's the scoop. You can cut out the wind-up animation completely if you shoot your dragon piercer immediately after a perfect dodgebolt. What's a perfect dodgebolt, you ask? It's when you dodgebolt through a monster's attack. Yes, roars count too. And you hear a little ding. That ding means you successfully executed a counter. And it does 2 things. First, it powers up the charge level on your bow. And second, it allows you to do an immediate dragon piercer. Use it wisely. This shot can be very powerful when you hit just right. And now the moment you've all been waiting for, the final secret. This is what I call instant dodgebolt. You don't see many tutorials mention this technique because most of the experts are so caught up with DPS calculations that they miss the forest for the trees. But this technique makes dodgebolt far more powerful and versatile than the experts will have you believe. Here's what it is and how to do it. So what you probably already know about dodgebolt is that you use it by evading after an arrow shot, then you shoot again, do a power shot, rinse and repeat infinitely. With the instant dodgebolt, you can start your combo, not with a shot, but with a dodgebolt. So your first reaction might be, that's stupid, I'd rather charge my bow if I'm just standing there. Well, guess what? Most of the time, you're likely not going to have the opportunity to just stand there and charge your bow. And anyway, if you do a perfect dodgebolt, you're going to raise the charge level on your bow to level 3 instantaneously. So in order to do the instant dodgebolt, there's really no trick to it. You simply hold down the left trigger. That's it. It brings up your aim reticle. Then you press in a direction, hit your evade button, and dodgebolt to your heart's content. Your stamina is going to regenerate while you're holding the left trigger, and you can time your dodgebolt to counter whatever's coming at you, and then return fire with a charged up shot simply by tapping the right trigger. Now, if there are any speedrunners still watching this far into the video, I'm sure you've noticed that a lot of speedrun you've seen lately are using this very technique that I'm describing. And you might be thinking, this isn't a secret, we already know about it. Well, you're right. You may already know about it, but you aren't really sharing it with the rest of us, are you? So there it is, instant dodgebolt for the whole world to see. Thanks to all the awesome subscribers who suggested these techniques to me. You're always surprising me with new and interesting features of Monster Hunter Rise. Keep it up. And if you find any of these techniques useful, let me know in a comment. Subscribe if you haven't already so you can stay on top of all my new releases.